In today's video, I'll be showing you how to emulate Super 8 using one plugin called Dehancer. So let's hop right into it. Starting out, I do want to show you guys my project settings. My color science to Davinci YRGB, timeline color space, and output color space to Rec 709. And as far as for 3D lookup table interpolation, I have it to tetrahedral instead of trilinear. And another thing I have, I unchecked use S-curve for contrast, and instead I checked use legacy, log grading range, and curve check. So those are my project settings. And again, these are the project settings I start out with in every single project that I do. This is something that I have used and it's been working for me, so that's what I'm just going to stick with. And today I am going to try to emulate Super 8. Okay, again, I am not a colorist by any means, nor am I a professional at color grading. Whatever looks good to me is what I'm gonna go with, okay? Because like, again, everybody has a certain way to color grade. I'm not showing you how to color grade, nor am I showing you the exact or right way to color grade, because again, I have my own ways. Everyone else has their own certain ways. So please, if I'm doing something wrong, again, I'm just doing this for fun. And I love trying to film things and emulate film, the look of film. And when Dehancer reached out to me about this plugin, I've seen multiple videos online regarding this plugin. I've always wanted to use it. So when they reached out, I was just super excited to give this a try. I just want to show you what the final look will look like once, you know, everything is done. And it will turn out like this. Again, this is my interpretation on Super 8. Again, I have never shot on Super 8. I've always wanted to shoot on Super 8. I'm just looking for the right time to get the right Super 8 camera and, you know, start shooting film. But as of right now, I think if I can emulate it, I will do my best to try to get close to it, okay? This is not a one-to-one replica of exactly what Super 8 is supposed to look like by any means, but this will get you very, very close. And again, with Dehancer, I think they did an amazing job with this plugin, and I couldn't be more happy. I only have one node, and my goal is to just use one plugin, Dehancer, and just use one node. There's multiple ways you can color grade. You could have other multiple nodes too, but I'm just trying to show you that it's doable. It's very doable using just one node and just this one plugin. I have the plugin dragged on this first node, Dehancer, and I shot everything on my FX3, shot in S-Log3. So let's choose our camera. Sony camera FX3, format S-Log3. Did change the look a little bit, you know. From there, I decided that I wanted to choose my film to be Kodak Vision 350D. So if I enable that, you might see, oh, it looks a little bit more unsaturated and so much more less contrast. But just wait, this is my favorite tab here, I think, in Dehancer. It would be definitely the film developer, because right now I have my color boost all up to 90, and I haven't enabled it yet. But once I enable it, you'll see the drastic change. Okay, you know what? Before that, let me just change it to 0 and contrast boost to 0, because this is what it all should be, anyways. So before you enable it, you know, there's no change. I just enabled it and there's no change. But when I decide to boost up my color, I just feel like this is way better than boosting up the saturation for some reason. The saturation just makes the colors look like too saturated, in my opinion. Color boost is great. I have it at 90. I feel like it's missing a little bit more punch. So this is where I went in and did a little bit more contrast boost and made it to 30. And I think this is just perfect before and after. So right here, I'm pretty happy with the look so far. Again, with my film and film developer. Okay, when you just dragged on Dehancer, it's usually set to linear. And if you have it set to linear, you might not see a huge difference yet. Maybe because I have my film and film developer on already. But for this particular look, I decided to go with the glossy paper. And with this, it just looks so much better. Everything just looks so natural. The colors are there. I shot this around Blue Hour. He was wearing a blue suit. The ice was a little bit bluey but gray in a way, but the sunset was setting perfectly where you can see the sky in the background with clouds. It has that purple, orange, a little bit of blue peeking in there, so it has a very nice gradient to it, and I really like that. And I think with the glossy paper, it just brings it in much more for the look. So with that, I think film developer and print, I'm pretty happy with how it's set right now. And I did not do any push or pull with my film, because if I pulled it all the way to the left, it just seems a little bit more desaturated compared to when I pull it all the way to the right. You can see the suitcase is it looks a little bit more contrasting and a little bit more saturated, so I decided just to leave it right in the middle. And I can see a little bit more of my pinks in the background in the sky and so on. Starting out, I decided film grain because I love how my videos, when it has a little bit of grain, it just adds more character to it. See, when I enable Super 8, the 8mm ISO 250, as you can see, it just drastically changes the look before and after. It gives it that much more character and life to it. And now moving on, if I zoom in real close here, let me turn off the grain because it's a little bit distracting. As you can see around the hair, there's no halation. Actually there may be a little bit of natural halation around the hair right here, but when I apply this halation, as you can see, it's pretty drastic. Like, you can see it pretty well. And I lowered it because if I reset it to Super 8, this is how it should be, and I think that's a little bit too much of an overkill. So I have it all the way down to about 7. Let's just make that 6, a little bit less. As you can see around the hair, you see that orange glow for the halation. Again, I have it on Super 8. Now moving on for the bloom. As you can see, I have it off, on, off, on. You can see a little bit of bloom happening around his lapel of his jacket, which I really like. Again, it's just these little subtle details that can just change the look of the entire image. Foam damage, great. I have it on Super 8. I have it all the way down to -45 because if I raise it up, you can see the amount of damage and scratches that it has on it is a little bit too much for me. So I decided, let's still have it, but let's lower it down a little bit. And I have some jitter on it as well. Film breath, I do have that on as well, and I lowered it to around 45, and I chose it Super 8 as well too. Gate weave, this is what makes that movement in your film, or the Super 8 when they scan it. I believe this is what gate weave does. When it scans, it shakes the film. Again, don't quote me on that. Okay, again, I'm not an expert in Super 8, nor have I shot Super 8 before. I just see Super 8. I really want to replicate it because I don't have a Super 8 camera. I really would love to have one, but again, this is a great alternative. Now this is the final step to make Super 8 look like Super 8, is that border or that frame that Super 8 has. So when I enable it, I have it on the Super 8. Dehancer has so many options. Super 8, standard 16, Super 16, Ultra 16, Super 35, widescreen, Ultra Panavision, endless amount of choices. But I think Super 8, again, trying to emulate Super 8, this is a perfect emulation right here for it. So I'm very happy with what Dehancer has done with this plugin. I have to say, if you're trying to save some time, and I just want to show you guys, you don't need that many nodes to create a certain look if you're trying to do something quick. If you're just trying to share, a recent clip that you shot behind the scenes, or, for example, this particular clip, I just want to share on Instagram. I just need to really do a quick color grade, but I really want to emulate Super 8. I think Dehancer is probably the best option you can get when it comes to trying to emulate film. With the amount of film stocks they have, the different amount of overlays and borders, I would say do what makes you happy, and you know, if it looks good to you, that's all that matters, because again, you created this, you want to show your work. There's no right or wrong way to color grade. That's the beauty of it, because everyone's color grade is different. If you like it, that's all that matters. You know, if you want to show what you can do and the amount of creativity you can go with this, you can even add more film damage, you can add more bloom, halation, and so on. Again, you can even go back in here and tweak more. You know, I can be like, oh, I'm gonna make it more pink, I'm gonna make it more orange, I'm gonna make it more green, and so on and so on. But again, I just want to keep everything simple as possible. So from going from my raw footage from this to this, just using one node and one plugin, which is Dehancer, it's amazing. I really do want to thank Dehancer for reaching out regarding this plugin, because I have been wanting to emulate film ever since I've seen Dehancer tutorials, because I love the way it looks. I love the characteristic that I can bring into my footage, and I can't wait to use it more, you know, and hopefully you guys got something out of it and you can show me your rendition of Super 8 using one node. I could go on and on regarding nodes and making more nodes about it, but again, I'm not a colorist. I think this looks good compared to what it looked like out of my camera. So I'm going to stick with this, and I'm very happy with this entire plugin. I can't wait to use it more for my future projects. Either if it's just I use it for the grain and halation and bloom, it's all there in one plugin, and that's all I need. I don't need 3 nodes for just film. I mean, just for just grain, halation, and bloom. I can just use it one node. All those 3 options are in now, and I can add more character to it by adding this overscan, film breath, film damage, and so on. So yeah, if you guys do have any questions regarding Dehancer nor how I color grade, just leave a comment down below and I'll do my best to get back to you. I just do my best out here to use what I have and emulate what I see, because it's what I like. And hopefully you guys get that feeling too. If you like the way I do it, maybe try to copy it, you know, like I don't care. Like I would love that, because it just makes me happy that it's something that you guys like. Hopefully I can make more of these videos, because I don't really make YouTube videos. This is my first time, but everything's new to me using Dehancer, making this YouTube video, and I hope you just got something out of it. I just want to thank Dehancer. I want to thank you guys for the support. I do post a lot on my TikTok and on Instagram, so I'll leave the link down below so you guys can check it out. Other than that, hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Peace.